Good afternoon, judges and colleagues. We are the winning team from NMIMS Mumbai. Raghav and Prakhar could not make it because of their placement exam. Myself, Rishabh. So, firstly, talking about the industry. So, there is 16% growth in the market from 2018 to 2019 itself. The major demand factor for this growth was influx coming in from Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities. And also major jobs coming up in retail, telecom, and hospitality segments. Now, the urgency for this this has come in from the urgency for scaling up the solutions because of this influx and also the need for the skill and behavior data in the market. Now, going digital is a primary factor in the industry as there is about 100 million consumers adding up to the online market and making it about 700 million online consumers in India by 2023. So we did a focus group study by making a few people download the application. Now, in general, 92% of those people were looking for specific jobs and specific notification for the jobs. And 82% wanted a quick response for that instant gratification. So now Easy Jobs does exactly that with the chat system. But the issue here is that the working professionals as well as the students, they look for jobs at night. And that's the time when this chat feature is not available. There is a suggestion that a chatbot can be created to cater to that. Talking about the security, the profile is available to everyone. So it's a general profile, which a lot of consumers do not dislike. So that can be made relevant to the jobs they are applying to. Now, talking about the filters, there is no internship or part-time job filter, so that can also be added. And there is no in-depth detailing of the job description. So this can also add on to make it, to remove fake profiles on the job. The major gaps identified here were in terms of app experience. Some of the one app experience was that user did not get a navigation, navigation instruction in the initial of in the beginning of the app. There was some standardization could be provided in the job descriptions. The most popular jobs could have been shown on the landing page itself. And location option could have also been enabled in the app. Talking about the customers, there is very limited interaction with the students, with the job seekers on the online platform. There is little engagement on online mediums, and so the right job for the right person is also not coming up because the notification which came after the download of the app were for irrelevant jobs. So that can also be looked into. Talking about the job supply, now here we can also target the placement team as well as the project teams of the colleges being a part of that particular team. I understand the pain point in that particular area wherein we look for jobs, and we would be happy to, more than happy to connect with apps like Easy Jobs. Now, talking about the SWOT analysis, the major strength of Easy Jobs here is chat-based system, and also importantly the flexibility to change. Since we are new in the market, now this is the time when we can create that differentiation without impacting the current positioning of the brand. Now we have 6 different things in our marketing strategy. So the number one thing is, so when we searched for Easy Jobs on the Google, we saw that the first link was Naukri.com. Now that is very ironical to the fact. So now we can target specific, by search engine optimization, we can target the specific keywords like jobs near me, online jobs, apply jobs. These keywords can be targeted so that to increase the ranking on the page itself. Secondly, as Sudhesh sir mentioned about the blogs, this is a zero cost commitment. Now here we can write posts about blogs about 20 top paying jobs in the world, top interview hacks, weekly success stories, because this will also increase our page ranking, and publish them through Facebook, Instagram, and several other pages. Thirdly, talking about the Instagram and Facebook campaigns. So one of the campaigns which Naukri.com is running right now is Monday Blues. So now why target only Mondays? We say that we target the entire week. Now we start with Motivation Mondays, then we can have Work Wednesdays, and at the end we can have Fun Fridays. And I'll be talking about that in detail in a couple of in a minute. Now, lastly, Chat with My Dream Job. So now what we see is that 8 out of 10 people look 60% of the time in local stations in Mumbai at the staircases. We can have on every alternate staircase, we can have Chat with Your Dream Job and Easy Job chat. So that will create, even unintentionally, it will create a recall for the brand. Talking about one more important aspect here is job fairs. Now, job fairs are major recruiter, platform to recruit people in our country, because there are a lot of pool placements happening. So that is somewhere easy jobs can go get into, and also recruit there and also onboard new companies in their brand portfolio. Talking about the collaboration with super apps. So Paytm is the first sustainable super app in the country. Now these super apps have an education sector and a job segment entirely separately. But however, there are no specific job portals on that. So we can have that, and we can tap into 450 million registered users and about 130 million active users. Lastly, the point-based reward system. So to increase the stickiness of the app. Now we can have that point-based reward system. How? So that the consumer who will upgrade their profile, the more you upgrade your profile, the more relevant that profile becomes to the recruiter, as well as will reward them points. On the basis of the points, your profile will be shown on top of the list. We have made some marketing content. So talking about the Monday motivation. So stuck in the wrong job. So the individuals who are coming from the job, so that on Monday it pains them the most that, okay, I'm not fit for this job. According to an EY survey, there was about 87% of the people who are unhappy with their job. So now that we can target them, and these are some of the creatives. So for example, a snail in a disco bar. So the movement is restricted, so he's stuck there. So similarly for the others, and then at the end we can see we can write something like, for a fresh start, search, chat, and get hired. Then talking about Woke Wednesdays, therein you can trigger that particular sentiment in the customers itself by giving them quotes like, marketing is a skill which is not acquired, which is not everyone's cupcake. Is it yours? Something like that to generate that recall about the brand. And lastly, we can have the final trigger at the end on the Friday, wherein we can give something which is not directly said, but triggers that thinking process in a consumer's mind. Talking about the cost of acquisition. Now there are two different types of models which the industry follows as of now. One is that they have monthly subscriptions for the companies, which range about $300 to $500, and second is the cost per click, which is used by Indeed, which is $1 to $5. What we say is, why don't we have a hybrid model for this? Cost per apply. Now when you apply, when a employee, a student or a job working professional applies to that job, now that is when we charge our customers, and also it is a monthly subscription plan. So for example, 100 rupees per apply. So for this, we saw that there is an average of 500 applications per post in a job market. Now wherein, if we look at 50% conversion rate, we are looking at about 25,000 rupees from one company itself, which is still lower than the competition. So we can get into the market with the competitive pricing here. Second is cost of acquiring customers. So what we said about the job fairs was, so we are roughly estimating that 30,000 would be the cost of one job fair in 20 cities, where we'll spend about 6 lakh rupees. In 20 such job fairs, 6 in DU campus, 6 in Mumbai University, Hyderabad, Bangalore, Ahmedabad, Jaipur, and Kolkata. So these are the primary applier for the job is at about 12.5 rupees. Talking about some more about financials, so it's at an average it's at 18%. What we suggest is we start with 25% because it is the initial phase there, wherein we have to push a little bit, and roughly estimating about 24 lakhs of budget for this, wherein job fairs had about 25%, which is 6 lakh rupees, wherein 4.8 lakh rupees for the camp Guerilla week, which we suggested initially, and so on for 20 and 15% for social media and SEOs. Lastly, there is a potential of about 121 million profiles in the market. Now, there is about 70% of the market is already taken by Naukri.com. We are looking at conversion of about 5% from our marketing campaigns, wherein we are looking at about 6 million consumers. Out of 6 million, if we have a 10% success rate, we are looking at about we are looking at about cost of 75 lakh rupees. Now these companies, this is the cost we are incurring. Now the companies, we are getting 25,000 per company as suggested before. With onboarding 300 firms, we will break even for this particular cost. And if we go on to onboard 400 and 500 firms, we will have a profit of 25 and 50 lakhs accordingly. Thank you.
You were impeccable. Absolutely bang on time. Fantastic. Any questions, Jury? Yep.
One of the reason Telugu speaking people greatly successful in software in India and abroad is because in the third tier cities we have opened engineering colleges. Not only because it's traditionally it's first tier colleges, engineering college opened, then we went to the second tier, and then third tier like villages, there are engineering colleges if you go. Actually, this guerrilla marketing, I feel strongly will be successful if it can be targeted to the third tier cities. Man, how it can, these guerrilla marketing and target third tier cities, people in third tier cities. If you see this the software people, you can see the stories. If you go to Infosys campus, many of them come from like auto driver's sons, maid servant sons, meat vendor sons. They're all from third tier cities. These guerrilla marketing, how it can actually target that, then you can have a major chunk of people actually coming onto the board.
Thank you so much for the question, sir. So, sir, actually, there are two different techniques which I suggested over here will work for in this particular sense. So, first is, as I already spoke in the initial phase of this, that 100 million online consumers are coming in from these cities in the market by 2023, making it up to 700 million consumers online. So, there so online campaigns, which I said about Monday Blues, and these will be targeting those consumers as well as I said about Facebook and Instagram, which targets about 400 million consumers, out of which 150 to 200 million consumers are from these tier 1, tier 2, tier 3 cities, because they are active users on Facebook now. Now, second thing about the job fairs. So, all the premium colleges already have their placement department for their jobs. Now, these are the consumers who come to these job fairs at this particular time. So, this is the major target wherein we will be able to target these particular consumers. So, I think we'll be able to cater to them as well on that particular point.
You have any idea how much it costs to associate with Paytm? Suggestion which you have given?
Yes, sir. So, I did not know the exact cost, but I spoke to one of my senior in Flipkart, who has been working over there. He said that for initial entry in that particular segment would be about 2.5 lakhs, which we considered here about 2.4 lakhs, which is 10% of the revenue.
Yep. Are we sorted? Any more questions? Deepali, Hari, all done? Yeah, perfect. Thank you, buddy. Thank you so much.
Thank you
Well
so
done.
much.